Another one of the big 5 functions that all Excel users need to know is the average function, and the average function is pretty much what you would expect it to be. It's a function that helps you find the average of the values in the selected cell range, and much like the other functions that we've looked at in the last few lessons, the sum function and the count function, we can either type this function directly into the cell or we can use the function's dialog box. So let's take a look at how the average function works. So on this worksheet, I have some years running across the top, and then again some months running down column B, and then we have some values in this table. What I want to do is at the end here in column G, I want to find the average amount of sales for January across all 4 of these years, 2018 to 2021. So for this, we can simply type in average into the cell. Once again, as soon as you can see it in Excel's IntelliSense menu, you can just press the tab key to select it. We have very similar arguments to the sum and count functions. Here, Excel just requires us to select the cell range that we want to find the average of. So I want to find the average of these 4 cells, C3 to F3. I'm going to close my bracket and I'm going to do Ctrl plus Enter so that I stay in the same cell, and there I have the average sales figure. So really nice and straightforward. Now, of course, we've seen how we can do this using the functions dialog box. It's a simple case of searching for the average command, double clicking, and then we can go in and select the cell range that we want to find the average of. So pretty much the same as what we've done in the last 2 examples. So just to finish off this lesson, let's jump up to the formulas tab, and we're going to go to the AutoSum dropdown, because notice in there we can also use AutoSum to find the average. If we click average, again notice it's made an incorrect selection. So all I need to do here is select the cells that I actually want to work with, Ctrl plus Enter to stay in the same cell. Now, if you have a scenario like this where you need to complete the averages for a number of different values like we have here, we need to complete these average totals. You don't need to go to every single cell and complete an average formula. And this is going to lead us on nicely to a lesson that we're going to do a bit later on, because what we have in Excel is the ability to autofill or copy formulas down. And this is such a useful time-saving utility. Now, if I hover my mouse over cell G4 where I have my last average calculation, notice in the bottom right-hand corner, I have that little green square that is my autofill handle. So if I want to copy this formula down to fill the rest of these cells, I can simply drag all the way down like so, or alternatively, I'm just very quickly going to Ctrl plus Z to undo that. I can double click and it's also going to copy that formula down. Notice if we pick any of these, so let's go to this cell just here, G9, notice that the references C9 to F9 are highlighted in blue in the formula, and it's also showing me the cells that that formula refers to in the table highlighted in blue as well. I can see that as this formula has moved out, Excel has automatically adjusted the cell references that it needs to use for this formula, and that is what we call relative referencing. When we drag a formula down, Excel will adjust the cell references accordingly. And again, we're going to talk more about that a bit later on, because there are 2 other types of referencing aside from relative, and that is absolute and mixed. But for the time being, just be aware of this concept of relative referencing when you copy formulas down.